I'm Micah.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Micah. John.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, it's Micah. John. Hi, Micah. Nice to meet you. Hi, Kate. I'm John. First one is John. Last one.
Welcome to the third and final teams presentation for Division B of the preliminary round of the 2017 Champions Trophy case competition. The team presenting now is Team L&P. On the judging panel we have Rob McDonald, CFO at Air New Zealand, David Love, Chief Operating Officer at BDO, Katie Jacobs, General Manager at Royal Tennessee, New Zealand, and Fraser Scott, Chief Marketing and Operations Manager Officer at Microsoft New Zealand. We're just going to replace the microphone. The team will have 10 minutes to make their presentation, followed immediately by 10 minutes for questions and answers. When you have 2 minutes remaining, I will have the 2-minute sign. Similarly, when you have 1 minute remaining, I will have the 1-minute sign. You will be cut off at exactly 10 minutes. This will also occur during the question and answer session. Good?
Yes.
Okay. Team L&P, you may begin when you're ready.
Air New Zealand doesn't just sell its customers a seat on a plane. Air New Zealand is the key that unlocks new memories, new people, and new experiences. This has been the root driver of your success. But with this success comes increased shareholder expectations. And so today, you've asked, how can Air New Zealand maintain its growth for the benefit of the country and the company to reach $545 million in profit by 2021?
In light of this, we present our strategy, Dare to Dream, which seeks to drive demand while growing capacity. You'll drive demand with the first arm, Dream Phase, which involves virtual reality headsets and smart social media ads. You'll grow capacity with the second arm, India, which is about route development.
However, before we go further into our strategy, let's walk through some of the analysis that underpins our recommendations. The first key issue is customer journey. Traditionally, a customer journey started at booking and ended when a customer got off the plane. But we have recognised that this is wider and it encompasses the dream phase, when a customer begins dreaming and thinking about the destinations they'd like to visit. If you want to truly differentiate yourself, you need to target your customers' needs across their whole customer journey.
The second issue is increased competition. Your load factors are being driven down by increased competition from low-cost carriers, which has a severe effect on your profit margins because you have high fixed costs. If you don't react to this, your profit will decrease by 22% over the next 5 years.
In light of this, we present our strategy, Dare to Dream. The first arm is the Dream Phase, and we've split this into a broad and a focused approach. The broad approach targets entire populations and, of course, your domestic flyers.
The focused approach targets people who are already flying internationally with virtual reality headsets that allow them to experience other Air New Zealand destinations while on an international flight.
To explain how this will work, we'll walk you through the example of Jim, who travels with his family for pleasure several times a year. First, they book their tickets and they log on to Visionary Economy, which gives them access to a VR headset.
While on the plane, Jim can put on that headset and be transported to the Hong Kong waterfront, where he can experience the light show in 360-degree virtual reality.
Jim can also add this experience to his online travel wish list, and he can ask for Air New Zealand to prompt him with emails whenever they have an amazing deal to Hong Kong.
Our broad approach to Ignite the Dream Phase sees you use smart social media ads to target a much wider demographic.
We want you to go onto Instagram and release strategically placed ads after a user of Instagram makes a post about travelling to an Air New Zealand destination.
These ads will contain links to articles on the Air New Zealand website that are curated from the Koru magazine. They'll also include links to immediately buy flights.
Our final strategy is India. This strategy, in the short term, sees you introduce a new route to India, in Mumbai, and in the long term, it sees you expand to 3 new routes in Southeast Asia.
This strategy is necessary because increasing load factors alone will not be enough for you to meet shareholder expectations. You must also grow by developing new routes.
As you can see on the slide behind me, we've identified multiple criteria as to why we selected Mumbai, India. We're happy to go through these in question and answer, but I'd like to particularly focus on the fact that it's a monopoly point-to-point route with a high degree of inbound and outbound tourism.
This has been an overview of our strategy, Dare to Dream, and we'll now pass you on to Jenny and John for implementation of finance.
Thank you, Isabel and Mike. So today we present to you our strategy, Dare to Dream, which involves you using VR technology and social media and smart social media ads in order to ignite the dream faith, and for you to increase the capacity through route development. Under the first arm of our strategy, Dream Phase, the key thing to the focused VR strategy is the idea that you can incorporate the data you're able to generate from your flyers with the prompting system. Take an example. A flyer needs to be an Airpoints member in order to use a VR headset, which allows us to get data such as who they're traveling with, when they're traveling, and the amount of money they're spending per flight. Take Jim as an example. He's traveling with his family to Singapore, and 5 of them are all doing the VR headset. All of them enjoyed the Hong Kong experience, so in 3 months' time, we'll be sending them a family package to travel to the destination. We've also looked at technology you'll need to invest in, and we're happy to discuss this in question and answers.
You'll be replacing some of your existing in-flight entertainment with the new VR machinery, starting with the travel-heavy economy routes and expanding over the 5-year period. It'll cost about $3,000 each to implement, as well as $4.5 million to capture the content and develop it into a virtual reality experience.
In the more broad approach of the strategy, we're looking at working with social media travel bloggers for these posts. We've listed some of the key reasons why we've done this, but most importantly, they're able to inspire the stream phase without being invasive. We're going to be incorporating your current Koru content onto your online platforms to further ignite the stream phase.
The Dream Phase will drive revenue in 3 ways. Firstly, passengers will pay for the VR service, and this will recover your initial investment. But we want to make this as minimal as possible because we want more people being incentivized to travel. Secondly, with more people wanting to travel, you'll have higher demand on your long-haul routes. And because you have because you have a differentiated service with the VR, you'll have a higher market share. Together, based on the assumptions behind me, this will result in $170 million additional profit from your long-haul routes by 2021.
And the second arm of our strategy, India. Your priority is to negotiate with the India government for 4th freedom rights and also the Mumbai airport for you to land there. We expect that you'll be starting with 1 flight per week, increasing it with our projected passengers to 3 flights. And by the end of 2nd year, according to our metrics, which we're happy to discuss more in detail, you'll be able to use our criteria to look for a second route.
Based on this rollout and the conservative assumptions that I've outlined behind me, because it is a route expansion strategy, this will provide $15 million extra profit by 2021.
Overall, you've had great success in 2016, which has inflated shareholders' expectations. However, with increase in competition, your load factor will decrease to 80% if you do not differentiate yourself.
Because you're a high fixed cost company, this will reduce profits by $100 million over this 5-year period. However, our strategy, Dare to Dream, will enable you to sustain your current levels of growth and reach $545 million in profit by 2021. Thank you. That was an overview of the finance and implementation. I'll now pass back to Isabel and Mike to conclude.
You've asked us today how Air New Zealand can maintain its growth to both drive up demand and increase capacity. We've answered this with our strategy, Dare to Dream, which does both of these things by looking at virtual reality headsets and smart social media advertising to drive demand, along with increasing capacity with route expansion.
At the start of our presentation today, we told you that Air New Zealand unlocks new memories, new people and new experiences. But your customers don't start thinking about this when they book their flights. They start dreaming months and years beforehand. If you want to be truly successful, you need to capture this dream phase and inspire your customers to dare to dream.
This has been our strategy, Dare to Dream, and we'd now like to invite questions from the floor.
Thanks guys, great presentation. Just first question that jumps out at me, you're claiming in here load factors decreasing, and you gave some statistics about what the agent decreased too.
Yep.
Where's the evidence for that in the case study?
Well, I've seen the latest two operating statistics released by New Zealand, where international load factors have already decreased to 83%, and I assume that's going to continue to the broader industry average if you don't do anything to differentiate yourself.
What do you think, so what are your views on the analysis in the book? What are the top 3 issues facing New Zealand?
So I'd like to start with the 2 issues that were outlined, so increasing competition and being able to differentiate yourselves. I'd additionally look at the financial metrics with the way that fuel prices are increasing and the way that that's going to be cutting into your profit margins, but we did not think that that is as much of an immediate problem as what we discussed as our key issues.
Differentiation, what the Dare to Dream VR sort of idea, what stops people replicating all other airlines doing the same thing within a short period?
So 2 things. So the first is you'd be looking to get intellectual property rights on the VR technology that's New Zealand branded that you put in your flights, similar to your Sky Couch, which we believe is not replicable by other airlines due to IP licensing. But in reality, of course, these innovations can be replicated, and so your only real route to success is to constantly continue innovating as an airline, continue offering the best virtual reality technologies as these software updates come into place.
With just on the Dare to Dream again, if I understand correctly, it's about selling the dream of the destination, more travel. How can you ensure that this converts to Air New Zealand as opposed to more generalised travelling more? What's the mechanism to make sure that that's actually translating to Air New Zealand more travel in the future?
So taking the VR, for example, this is why we said it's really important for you to use the data that you currently have from your airpoints meters and also the prompting function. So as the prompting function allows them in the VR to choose sort of the locations they want to be in and or holiday destinations, and you can tell from the data who they're traveling with, when they're traveling, and you can actually target them specifically. So for an example, a family who travels twice a year, you're actually able to give them a heads up of, hey look, we're able to give you this package at this 6-month period.
Are you confident that VR technology is advanced and standardised enough to get to this point in time?
Absolutely. So this is a personal experience of having experienced virtual reality technology that's informed our strategy. So we've used the HTC Vive camera ourselves, and we know that it's feasible to be used on a plane. VR might seem to some to be future focused, but it's actually current, and it has the graphical and software technology to be operating in airplanes right now.
Talking a bit more about India, we don't go there now. So why do you think we don't go there now?
Yes, so I'm happy to walk you through the criteria that led us to select India. We'll just go to the slide. So we looked at things like locations. We wanted a destination that was a flight time that was feasible, and we've estimated that India is around 14, 15 hours.
So I want to ask what do you think the impact on us? Understand the rationale for going now, because I can see that. Why don't you think I'm over India? What would be the rationale for India?
So one rationale would be the fact that as it is a longer trip, it might not have been fuel efficient for you to send planes over there in the past, especially say 10 years ago when fuel prices were fairly high.
Additionally, we recognise that you have a limited fleet, and while you're often looking to develop new routes, the rate at which you can do that will always be limited. So this strategy is mostly about us giving our recommendation for where you should look to next.
I was going to dwell on the point that I shouldn't.
So how much did you think about the investment to actually mount a rig like? Presumably it's a new aircraft, or new aircrafts, or,
Yeah, so I included in the projection that in the first year, only just going to be breaking even from this new group because we have to negotiate with Lunala Airport, for example. We have to do the back end designs for payment and integrate this with your existing fleet design.
How does your strategy deal with the growing domestic LCC market?
Our strategy today has focused mostly on international markets. While we realised there is domestic competition, we decided that international problems are a more critical issue and decided to focus on that.
So do you have any recommendations how we can deal with the LCC growth?
Certainly. So LCCs are basically trying to undercut you on price. We don't think that Air New Zealand should begin basically price cutting in order to enter into a war with these LCCs. We think it's far more effective for you to leverage that Kiwi identity and brand and offer value-added services that give people a reason for choosing you, and especially on the long haul, when of course service is a big determinant of what airline we choose. That's why we opted for the virtual reality technology to enhance the value of your flights.
With the Dare to Dream, with the kind of monetisation of the $170 million profit coming from a luxury industry, to be fair, it's notoriously difficult to quantify dreams, which we sell in the luxury industry. How did you come up with the $170 million?
Sure. So I worked into 3 areas. So firstly, you're going to use a $20 million initial investment. You're going to cover that by selling the fees as a business paying for the VR. Secondly, the demand on the long routes we have the VR is going to increase by 5% because of people seeing these VR videos and wanting to travel to these areas. And thirdly, because of the ability of these people to go onto your planes and watch VR, you'll increase your market share by 4%, which will drive your load factors to 86%.
Have you thought about the large change to the in-flight customer experience of having the VR headset mounted from engagement with the crew through to trying to drink a glass of wine where you can't see your hands going?
Look, that's absolutely true, but we don't envision that anybody is going to keep the headset on for the entire flight, and we think it's certainly possible for them to have it on for a couple of hours, have a great experience with that feature or any of the other features, and then take it off and do that sort of thing.
We took your Airbed, Sky Couch as one of the key examples. So after dinner, the customers will actually get Sky Couch set up for them, and we would want to do it the same way as well, before and after.
Talk about, so the VA in New Zealand.
Yes, correct.
Actually, what portion of our customers are members versus non-members?
It wasn't mentioned in the case, but we believe it to be about at least 80% because it's a free sign up and you collect airpoints, especially given that a large percentage of a lot of people that travel in the services are frequent flyers, and so it's absolutely worth them signing up to get these points. So we don't think it's going to be a barrier in terms of getting the data so we can use this community.
just the one flight a week, what made you think that that was a way to start? Is that something you see often offshore, that the airlines start one a week? Because obviously you've got to keep the pilots, cabin crew for a whole week and so on.
Look, so in order to minimise the initial cost, we hope that we'll be able to use planes that perhaps weren't flying 24/7 to fly that route. We wouldn't have them staying over in India for a whole week. They'd fly and fly back. We recognise that this isn't the best possible service, but we decided that it would be best to do that in order to start it at a low cost and gradually develop the demand.
In the time,